Welcome to Metagame, the gaming and media podcast from Spawn Camp Council, the six-man think tank that takes content to the highest tier of excellence. Tonight, we're giving you the hottest information on the latest games, so boot up, log in, and enjoy the show. This week, the new mutants will be the old mutants waiting on a bus by release, the colonial magic of Greedfall, Minecraft Earth with the UGG in augmented reality, and Final Fantasy VII is a PS4 exclusive. We aren't talking about any of that crap tonight. I'm your host, Adam 12, with our co-host, Poop Shizzle, Sectator, and our very own magic 8-bit ball, Solid Scorpion Z. How's everybody doing tonight, guys?
Pretty good.
Good.
Excellent.
Good.
Excellent. Solid Scorpion Z, what do you have for us tonight? You muted, bud. Still muted.
Hello.
There you are.
There you go.
Hi. Hello.
Was not muted. All right, whatever.
Welcome to Metagame.
So, anyways, yeah. So I was at SGDQ like 2 weeks ago. The speed run, like marathon for charity, Doctors Without Borders. Was super fun. Met a bunch of dudes that played Sega games. A bunch of them hold world records for a bunch of different stuff, like Sonic 1, Punisher, Rystar. Bunch of games that I have never played before, so that was pretty interesting to watch. But yeah, and then they ended up raising $3 million by the end of it. So
Wow. That's
yeah,
awesome.
Jeez.
yeah, it's a lot of money. It was like 2:00 in the morning or something at the very, very end of Chrono Trigger, which was the last run of the whole thing, and
Wow.
they closed out with $3 million. Yeah, it was
That's
pretty
impressive. Where's that money go to?
cool. Those who Doctors Without Borders. There's a actual French name for the company, but I don't know what the fuck it's called. Yeah, but it's Doctors Without Borders here in America, so that's where it goes to.
Cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. And then we had like a mansion party, I guess. Like for 2 days, it was just us all speedrunning games, recording everything, and like partying. So that is coming out on Twitch at some time. I have no idea when, but I'm
Okay.
sure I'll tweet about it.
What do you mean coming out on Twitch? Like they just take all these different races and turn them into episodes, or?
No. So like we recorded the entire mansion party.
Oh, okay,
So they're
It's
gotcha.
like
just
2
gonna-
days of it?
Yeah, so we're just gonna. I guess he's just gonna. It was Dr. Fat Body was the one who like threw it all together. He's a Sonic runner, Pokemon speedrunner as well. He threw it all together, and he ended up recording it all, so it'll be on his Twitch page.
Is this from like official sponsoring of SD
No,
or
not at all.
SGDQ?
It's
Okay.
just-
One,
Wow.
Yeah, one second.
So I wonder, like, if how much terms of service is going to be broken on that.
Right.
Well, yeah. We were talking about it too, like the whole entire party, because obviously we're drinking, smoking, just fucking not.
Things were
affiliated with-
consumed.
Yeah, things were consumed. We are not affiliated with SGDQ or GDQ at all. It's just us
Yeah.
being a bunch of fucking degenerates.
It's gonna look like an episode of Cops.
Yeah.
There's just going to be a raid in the middle of it.
Shit just like blurred out randomly in the scene.
The first night, it was absolute insanity. Like it was just a giant blur for me from what I can remember. I mean, there was a lot of really fun stuff, and I really hope a lot of it gets put on stream because it was a lot of fun. But yeah, so
It's just because it was done so fast.
yeah,
Like you see, it was blurred. It's like Sonic.
yeah. I did a run of Link to the Past Rando, which I think will probably be my last Link to the Past Rando run ever.
Yeah.
It was just the worst seed possible. It was just 2 hours of me just getting fucked. It was awesome, and after the 2 hour mark, I'm like, all right, that's it. I call it. Like we just didn't complete the seed, so fuck it. Next game.
So how does it work with the rando and the? Because I mean, I asked you a question a couple of days ago or last week, I guess, about cheats and things like that, or glitches that you can use glitches when you're doing these games done quickly.
Yeah. So I mean, sometimes there's different categories for speedrunning. So like a big popular one would be no major glitches. Like Link to the Past, no major glitches is you can't use like overworld glitches or stuff to go through like walls or anything like that. But you can use small, I guess, like item manipulation glitches,
Like
which
blow
is
yourself
weird.
through a wall or something like that kind of thing?
Yeah, you can't do that kind of stuff, but you can, like spam your mirror when you're in a cave, when you're pushing a block, and it'll just disappear instead of being in front of you.
Okay.
You can like hook shot through blocks and stuff. I don't know. There's been some like, and I follow a lot of like the guys on Twitter that do the Link to the Past stuff, and there's like been a lot of crazy glitches that they're not sure if they want to include in no major glitches or not.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, so there's various categories like no major glitches. There's glitched, which is usually like 5-6 minute runs of games, which is insane.
Okay.
Like some dude actually just set the new world record for Ocarina of Time. He got the first under 17 minute ever. It's like 16:57. I think his name's Torj. Yeah, he was at GDQ and he did the run at GDQ for Ocarina of Time. But yeah, that's like a less than 17-minute run, and that's beating the entire game.
That's crazy.
nuts.
Yeah, it's like getting to the end of the sequence. So there's some crazy stuff that you can do.
But they beat Ganon with a stick, because that's my favorite thing to watch Ocarina of Time speedrunners do, is just beat the crap out of Ganondorf with a stick.
Yep. Yeah, they just like walk around underneath him with a fucking decky stick, and he just dies. All right, cool. So, but yeah, and then I mean, like, I watched at this mansion party. They had a guy who did reverse badge order Pokemon Blue. So you start at the, obviously you start at Giovanni and you work your way back through the badges, and then you just like, it was a completely glitched run, but he ended up at the end, you just glitch into the Hall of Fame, and then that's it. It's over. But he had to get the badges first. I don't understand that. So, but yeah, dude, it was tons of fun. I'm super pumped to go again next year. Obviously, I want to go to AGDQ, but I'm not trying to go to Florida. So,
Ooh,
Yeah.
I just got my Guardian Con tickets. I'm kind of nervous about going back to Florida again in that heat.
In the middle of the summer, especially.
It's rough, man. It's rough down there. Super rough down there.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were headed back there, Adam.
Yeah, next year. Going back next year.
Awesome.
So what about Pokemon? I see kind of lead in there.
Yeah. So all right. So let's get into this here real quick. So a couple months ago, me and King started doing like a Pokemon race, rando race stuff. We started recording stuff, and that kind of just like fell apart. We just didn't have time to like race each other. So I've been like trying to figure out how to make this work, and I finally was just like, screw it. I'll just set up 5 different seeds for 5 different versions of Pokemon Randomizer, and I'll just distribute those seeds to whoever wants to race, and then everyone just record your races, and we can just do it that way. So I've set all the seeds up and everything, and I think I and Rev are gonna do our runs tomorrow on stream.
Okay.
King will do his eventually, but then we want to plan on putting them all on YouTube or something together, and maybe do some commentary over them. So, but that'll be the official first Camptown races.
Yeah, that'd be
Presented
awesome.
by Spawn Camp Council.
Camptown race.
Super cool. I like it.
Yes. And before I stop talking, I do want to mention Blazing Chrome is out. It's a Contra like platforming running gun game, like 16-bit. It's amazing. It's really good. I'm gonna start speedrunning that actually. I played a little bit on stream already. Well, I played the whole game obviously on stream, but that game is out, which is really good. So it's on Game Pass. So you just get it for free on Game Pass if you have it. Otherwise, it's like $17 on Steam. And then there's also another game called Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which is essentially just Symphony of the Night, Castlevania Symphony of the Night 2, without the Castlevania. But it's a really, really good Metroidvania platformer. Check it out. Yeah, some cool indie games.
Anything going on Nintendo? I know we haven't talked about the Switch Lite, but everybody's pretty much up to speed on that.
Yeah, I mean, Switch Lite's coming out. I called it, I guess. I don't know. They're also upgrading.
Double brag.
Yeah, they're also upgrading the base model Switch quietly. It's just gonna be slightly upgraded processor and graphics.
It lasts 3 hours longer.
Yeah, and the battery lasting 3 hours longer is huge.
That's a pretty big deal. Yeah,
I think that's
pretty
actually probably the biggest deal out of all of it. But I bet you the Switch Lite doubles its fucking Switch sales within the next year easily.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like
What's the price
lifetime.
point on it?
$200.
Okay, yeah, that's not,
Super
I'm sure that'll
super
sell.
affordable. I mean,
Yeah, that'll
if you're
sell.
just looking to try and get into Switch, like just grab a Switch Lite. Like the dock is cool, like playing it on your TV is cool and everything, but I really think that the Switch it really shines in its handheld mode.
I think-
that's where it's best.
I think the way they're marketing the Switch and then they're releasing all the freaking constraints content creators had with Nintendo games. I don't know if you guys knew this, but you had to go through the stupid Nintendo creator mode, and they take an additional 20% of the 50% you make off YouTube. So they loosen that up a little bit. Plus Switch, I was actually a content creator that I follow on YouTube was saying that he's predicting that the Switch will outsell the Wii when we look back at things in 10 years, and the Wii was the biggest selling system of all time.
Of all time, yeah.
Yeah, Switch will easily beat that, I think. Now, especially with the Switch Lite, I mean, it's so easy because that's what $200 was the price point for the DS when it came out.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, I mean, and that thing sold.
I still
like, a
have my
lot.
3DS.
I don't have mine anymore because I got a Switch because I was sick of playing on 360p screen. So I just couldn't do it anymore.
I didn't say I've touched it in 5 years, but I still have it.
Yeah.
It's just a great idea for kids in the car. You
Yeah.
know, here
Oh
you go.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, taking a road trip.
Yep.
I mean, and you can connect more controllers to the Switch Lite, so you
Oh, that's
can
cool.
use a Switch
Oh,
Lite
nice.
and still play multiplayer on it. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Well, that's really nice. Yeah. So it's not. It's. I mean, it's still got the. You know, the Joy Cons are always connected to it, but if you just hook up four controllers wirelessly, you can just play it like that. You can just stand it up, and there you go.
Yeah, I'm
Good to
assuming
go.
it's Wi-Fi accessible or it has like a.
Yeah, it'll have Wi-Fi. I think it's got a slightly smaller screen, but it's like 2.2 inches, like smaller or something like that. It's still 720p, which will make the battery last a lot longer than it would if it was a 1080. I think a 1080 mode would be cool, but I mean, let's be real. I don't want to have only 4 hours of battery life.
And the car, you get USB chargers, man. There's no reason it shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't know.
I used to, when I sold TVs, the perfect screen size for a 720p resolution is less than 22 inches. So realistically, resolution-wise, if it's less than 22 inches, there's no point going higher than 720p.
Okay.
Well,
So I don't think people are going to see huge differences.
no. But yeah, I bet you Switch they'll eventually come out with like a hardcore mode or a hardcore Switch or whatever. You know, it's just something Nintendo does. They just keep upgrading their consoles as they go and make people buy them again and again and again.
But the beautiful thing about it is the way that Nintendo markets the stuff. You don't have to.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to. It's cool.
Yeah, like it's like if you're a
And maybe
fanboy,
wait like a couple years to get the
Yeah.
next version.
it's like if you're a fanboy and you want to drop $700 on a 4K Switch, okay, but it don't have. Whereas like Xbox, you kind of had to do Xbox One X with PUBG and some of these games that weren't loading and you were getting Play-Doh building. Same thing with Sony, you kind of had to upgrade to stay current with games. Switch, you don't have to because they use such simplified coding.
Yeah. And those game cards, dude, they hold a lot.
They really
way more than a fucking disc does. They have the capability of holding 2 terabytes on one of those things. So
That's ridiculous.
getting a 4K, I mean, that's just like what the Switch is capable of now. Like, I think in the future, like the Switch, they will go to 4K at some point, and
Well, then you'll need that space.
Exactly, it'll be game cards. I bet you, like even consoles now, like going forward, instead of these discs, I don't know why they don't just put them on fucking little flash cards.
They're not worried
And
about it. They got
fucking-
cloud.
and then-
They have cloud. You have cloud gaming, and you have
Flash
Switch.
card into my fucking controller. There we go. We're playing the game. Done. Like it's that easy to read and write and send that data wirelessly. Like there's no reason they can't do that. I don't know.
Money.
Anything else on the Nintendo front?
Do we have launch days yet?
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's November 10th or something, the same day as Link's Awakening.
So the Lite and the upgraded Switch both launch the same day?
I don't know about the upgraded Switch. The upgraded Switch is like I said, quiet thing that's happening. It's not like going to be an official, like, hey, this is a new Nintendo Switch, you know?
Yeah, I think
Like the new 3DS.
it's even the same packaging from what I heard. It's just a red box versus a white box. Like it's the exact same.
Yeah.
Everything's the same.
It's gonna be the same price.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll just be the exact same price as it's just the Switch. That's all it is. It's just gonna be the Switch model going forward. You know what I'm saying?
You'll probably be able to buy the first gen Switches for $35 less here on the.
Yeah, only 35 though. That's as far as they're gonna go.
Yeah.
Nintendo is stupid, like tight with their pricing.
Whatever, people buy it, dude.
I know.
They pay out the nose for it.
Yeah, they know that they hold a monopoly on the entire market of what they have.
Yeah,
suck it, lean into it.
I've personally been waiting for the upgraded model. There's been rumors for a little bit now. I don't have a Switch yet, but I need one, and we're gonna buy one for the family.
Just get the.
We're gonna buy one for the family.
I would say just get one once these ones come out.
Yeah.
Once the new upgraded processor and shit.
Wait till November.
Yeah.
Keep your money in your pocket, sir.
I don't know, man. A lot of good games.
It's hard, isn't it?
Like all the cool games that are launching at the end of the year, most of them are on the Switch. Like, just being honest.
Switch,
Xbox, I'm like, PS4, Switch, I'm like, all right. They're reeling me in.
Yeah. Yeah, most of these like platforming games that I like so much, like I should just buy them on the Switch, but my kid plays the Switch more than I do. But I'm sure once I get a Lite, that'll probably change. But like I've been playing Blazing Chrome on PC twice because I had the fucked up version from Microsoft for some reason. So then I just got the Steam version, and so I had to play it again, and then I played it again on my Xbox. So I've beaten the game like 100 times already, just to try and get myself to the same spot. But
that's hilarious. Yeah. Sectator, what you got for us?
Yeah, biggest clickbait ever. Sectator quits Fortnite. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
actually, I've been wrapped up pretty hardcore in Apex Season 2. They did a lot of stuff, right? So I think we talked about before a lot of the stuff that I wasn't happy with. The price point on Season 1 wasn't very good. I felt like there was no value in the $10. You weren't getting a lot of cosmetic items or unlockables, and you had to do like 78 hours of playtime in order to hit max level, unless you wanted to drop some serious coin into getting it. Weapon balancing was shoddy. Well, Season 2 launched. I don't know if you guys have had the pleasure of playing Apex Season 2 yet. They released a new character. They released ranking mode, where now you can play ranked mode with your friends and family and have some fun with that. They actually have it as a challenge-based progression system. So every week you get 10 new challenges to complete, like Fortnite. But it makes it more grindable. There's also way more cosmetics. So this time around, by the end, when you get to level 100, you actually have enough crafting material to craft a legendary item of your choice, which is pretty cool. On top of that, the skins look really awesome. Shroud's been crushing it. Dr. Disrespect's been in on it. Shroud has actually just hit Predator, which is the top rank you can hit. Only took him 3 weeks to hit Predator. He's one of like less than 50 people that have hit that on PC.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, it's really hard. So the way that it works is like it starts off in bronze. You go bronze 4-3-2-1, silver 4-3-2-1, gold 4-3-2-1, and then you get into like platinum, diamond, and then Predator. But when you get into platinum, it costs you points to play. So it costs you rating points. So it costs 1 point to play. You get 1 point per kill up to a max of 5 points. And then you get points for placement. It's very similar to the way Fortnite was running their World Cup over the last couple months. Okay. And then when you get to Predator, it's costing you like 4 points to play a match. So if you drop hot and you die, you go backwards. You lose a bunch of points. So it's really hard to get
So you go out of Predator? So you couldn't do Predator if you didn't have points?
Well, the awards lock in like they do with Rainbow Six Siege, where once you hit Predator, if you drop all the way down to silver, at the end of the season, you'll still get rewards for hitting Predator.
But you won't be able to play with Predators.
Correct. Yeah. So, sorry, Dateline. But
to say this is starting to get...
No, but on top of that, they did some really, really awesome weapon balances. I feel my issue with Apex is always you put 2 full clips into a guy and he just runs away and heals, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's actually, I don't know if they decreased damage or they decreased the defense or they increased bullet damage. I think it was a combination of both. I put a full clip of the R301 into a guy and dropped him when he had purple shields. So it seems like it's more it's more approachable. That was always a turnoff for me. Like PUBG, if I snipe you in the head, you die. In Fortnite, if I snipe you in the head, you die. You're dead. And you get the Kraber, which is the strongest gun in the game, and I put a bullet in your head, you run away and heal. Like it just didn't make sense to me. But now I actually feel like the weapon damage is at a really good place. They'll keep tuning it. But Apex Season 2, it's reinvigorated the game. they got a bunch of streamers now from the Fortnite community. So you got Ninja playing it, Cypher PK's back playing it. Shroud kind of left a couple weeks ago, and then now he's back playing it. Dr. Disrespect's playing it. So they did enough. I don't know if they're back to paying these streamers to play like they did in the beginning, but I've seen Apex as the #1 game being streamed on Twitch a couple different times. So
Yeah.
How's the cheating?
I've been playing on Xbox, to be honest with you. So I'd say virtually non-existent, but there has been some complaints of it on PC. But their Banhammer, they're using the same system Fortnite did, where it's really hard to cheat on Fortnite, and usually when you do cheat, you're banned immediately, like within 30 seconds of their servers detecting it. So yeah, they're using this exact same third party that Fortnite uses, and Fortnite's been pretty good at monitoring hackers and cheating and stuff like that. So
What are the fun quests like? The one thing I always take a dump on Fortnite. I don't like the game, but the thing I did like about it, well, I'm just letting it out here for you guys right now for the first time. I figured it was time to come
News to
out,
me.
and I'm telling you that I don't like Fortnite. I'm sorry. But no, I mean, the one thing I did like about Fortnite, and the reason I started playing it in the first place, and I played a good bit of it when it first came out, was the little quests you could do that were fun. They were just fun to do. They gave you something else to do besides grinding and being a tryhard that you could do in between matches. You know what I mean?
yeah, so that's
I just can't be on every 15 minutes. Just like
Yep.
snapping, just like constantly. It makes me crazy. So it'd be like, take a round. I'd be try hard for a minute, and then I go the next round, go find something, a dance place like a dance. The dance floor or whatever. How are these in Apex?
Yeah, they're really good. The way they're doing it is really smart. So always the downfall with Fortnite challenges is they release the same 10 quests every week for everybody. So you have these areas that are like artificial hot zones where there's 100 people in a server and 97 people drop the same zone because you have to get 5 kills there. So what they do is Apex actually rotates. Everybody by the end of the season will have the same quests, but they release them in a different order. So like Adam, you may get, let's say, stage 1 quest, Poop may get stage 2, and I may get stage 3, and then next week, Adam, you may get the quest I had last week, and I may get the one. So they rotate them.
Smart.
They rotate them through. But they're really cool. Like one of them is you have to get, I think it's like 30,000 damage with a shotgun. So like my brother and my cousin were running around with the Peacekeeper and a Mozambique, just like running around with 2 shotguns, just trying to get damage out. You have to open up treasure chests in certain locations, kill so many dragons, which they fly around. They added them in the end of season 1. They fly around with loot crates. So you can knock them down. You have to play different characters, do different things, get 5 finishing moves in a match. Some of them are really challenging, some of them are really easy. But no, I was taking a dump on Apex pretty hard when it first came out. I have not touched Fortnite in almost 3.5 weeks. I've been grinding that and Rainbow Six Siege pretty hard. So it's officially, I've been saying for a while, I've been waiting for Battle Royale game to kind of usurp Fortnite, and I think Apex is really close. That and Fortnite keeps taking a steaming dump on their product and expecting us to keep playing for it. So, yeah.
And the slave wages.
Yeah, that too. Of course. It's top of my list.
In rumor of Fortnite event this weekend?
Yeah, they've been teasing a Fortnite event.
Is Marshmello going to be there?
No.
Lame
But-
as fuck.
But they
Right?
are... Basically, there's been a robot...
Kaijus or something.
Yeah, there's been... This is about the time of the season where they start hinting heavily at next season. And I don't know how much you guys follow the map, but Fortnite changes the map every season. And there was a volcano that appeared 2 seasons ago. And then it got erupted when the volcano erupted. And then there's been like a robot base that's been there. And no one really knows what it is. But like every couple days, a new piece forms. And it looks like they're going to... Like a giant Power Rangers and Megazord's going to appear. And it's going to be like an in-game event this weekend.
Dope.
So...
That's
I
cool.
will,
They do
I
some
will
cool
play
shit.
it.
Yeah.
I would play that shit if Power Rangers.
Just to watch a big
Megazord-
robot fight.
And
Yeah.
I'll post a link to what it looks like. Some people data mined it. It's like a giant pink cat. So I'll post a link for you guys. You guys can click on it. The Verge posted an article on it. But yeah, it's just this giant
It
robot.
was badass until Hello Kitty showed up.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's also rumors that they're partnering with other artists for future concerts as well. That they're going to try and bring in.
It's
So
going to be Post Malone.
yeah, probably. But
Dude,
Yeah.
a weird thought and realization I just had is that Fortnite is basically just the true realization of Ready Player One, the battleground, the planet Doom. That's basically what Fortnite has become. It's just a bunch of different characters all running around trying to kill each other. You got fucking Michael Jordan in there.
Yep.
Keanu Reeves.
Air Jordan.
What? No.
I've been seeing this and I haven't followed any. Please clue me in.
Is there a Chick-fil-A sponsorship or Colonel Sanders in there
Is
somewhere?
it Pepsi Cola?
Line involved in it. So it's kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, a narrative to kind of push what is coming next is always nice to follow in games like that. Like
Yep.
Fortnite's got some weird, crazy storyline. I'm sure
Well, it gives
is
the game a soul.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not just running around the game trying to kill each other like
Even
Black
Overwatch
Ops.
has that.
Yep.
Yeah, even Overwatch has tons of lore.
Well, Overwatch even has a freaking graphic novel series out.
Yeah, they've got a lot of stuff. I mean, that's Blizzard for you.
It's yeah, exactly. They have crazy, awesome animations, and I've always loved their stuff.
Well, on top of that, Apex also released their story. Like, they didn't really have one, and then Season 2 dropped, and, like, those big, huge, giant monsters in the ocean, Leviathans, the island that you fight on with Apex is created to keep the Leviathans away, and one of the new characters brings down the electric shield, and the Leviathans attack Apex. So, like, while you're playing in Season 2, these giant beasts are on the ground, and they, like, lift up their foot, and if you run under them and they hit you, you just die. So, like, they're even trying to build out a storyline in Apex as well. So I think that's what helps these games live and breathe. And Fortnite's always
Well,
had.
that's always been part of Titanfall, though, right?
It's been a precursor to Titanfall, from what I've understood.
Oh, precursor. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like one of the outlying, whatever they called them, Federation or whatever, colonies, and that's just what
There's
they
a
do for
lot of
entertainment and sport.
There's a lot of overlaying artwork, but I haven't been able to find anything with a dev confirming they're part of the same world. I don't know if Titanfall developers have come out. I haven't been able to find it, so if I'm wrong, please let me know. But I haven't been able to
Well,
find
they
it.
have guns from the game that are
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Apex.
about. Overlapping artwork is there, so there's strong implications. But I don't know if they've ever come out and said they share a same world.
Yeah, I thought that they did say that they're in the same universe, but like totally different planets or something.
Yeah, so
No.
it's
Makes
exciting.
sense with Leviathans, because I mean I didn't see that in Titanfall
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
or Titanfall 2.
or Titanfall Toaster.
Titanfall 2.
So yeah, I mean, battle royale genre is now back in flux. We thought it was going to be that way with Battlefield 5. We thought it was going to be that way with a couple other things, but yeah, Apex is stepping up. Season 2. I'm satisfied with Season 2, and I was one of the biggest critics of Season 1. So
Has the map changed at all?
a little bit. Buildings that were there got crushed by the Leviathans. They're no longer there. They have like terrain change. It's not like Fortnite that just completely cuts off a quarter of the map and rebuilds it in some sort of cutscene. But there are subtle differences. Parts are flooded that weren't flooded before. Buildings are destroyed that weren't destroyed before. I think as they work out map balancing, they'll work on it. Whereas Fortnite just doesn't care because this part of the map's not balanced. I'll just build a freaking skyscraper and come find me. Apex can't do that, so they need to be a little bit more strategic to how they change the map.
Right. Yeah.
So
there's not one hot spot that everybody's going to and
Yep.
dominating.
That's
That
smart.
makes sense.
It's really smart.
Makes sense. What about the new character? Is it cool? Have you played it?
Watson, yeah, she's a hardcore support. There's a debate in the pro Apex community right now if she's actually good or not. So her primary ability, she connects electric fences together, which is really good if you're hunkered down waiting for the circle. If an enemy runs through it, it slows them and it does damage over time. And then her ult ability, it puts a projectile destroyer up. So if somebody throws a grenade or anything at you, it destroys it in the air. Also, like Bangalore and Gibraltar, who call those rockets down out of the sky. If you ult and those come down, it destroys those as well.
Nice. That's
So
cool.
she's a hard counter, but she's very specific. If you run into a team that has Octane, Bloodhound, and Wraith, she's virtually useless. Whereas if you come across a team that has Gibraltar and Bangalore on the same team, she's going to be overpowered. So there's a huge debate right now in the pro community. Is she good? Shad's been playing a crap ton of her, but there are rumors he's being paid to play her to build up the hype. So no one really knows what that. But I enjoy her. She's a fun change of pace. My main character is Octane. But I play a flanker in most of the games I play where I just get behind the group while you guys are fighting and I shoot them from behind. So Octane speed boost helps out a lot. But I like her. She's an interesting mix, but there's rumors there's going to be a second character released in Apex Season 2. So his artwork was actually shown in the launch trailer of the Season 2 launch trailer. So
Nice. Very good.
yes, he is.
So we got a release date coming up with Destiny and Borderlands 3. Kind of talking about that a little bit today in chat. Released on the same day. I know there's some issues there. Destiny's going to be free for a lot of people. It's going to be on Google Stadia. We're going to have cross saves. We're going to have Borderlands 3 dropping for the first time in 7 years. Just run around the table. What do you guys think, Spectator? What do you think is going to win out in that battle?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Solid Scorpion Z. What do you think is going to win out in that battle?
BL3 hands down.
Yeah.
By like double. At least. Yeah.
What do you think, Poop?
Borderlands, no doubt. It's been such a long time since the last, iteration of Borderlands. People are just clawing for it. They're ready for it. And Destiny 2, we're excited to see what's going to happen. We're excited to see this total Activision free version, but Borderlands is just gonna clean the whole thing. Sorry, my screensaver kicked in. The thing that I'm most interested in is to see how, from the streamer side of things, to see how much of an influence that has. There's going to be a lot of people doing Borderlands, but I know with Destiny releases, there's a lot of like initial things that people race to get. So I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to go. But I know Borderlands is going to win the popular vote. So
Yeah,
well, on the streamer side of it, Borderlands also has that EchoCast integration going on.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah, Destiny has to figure out how to capture these games that are coming out are integrating. They're tailoring to a content creator. They're like Borderlands with how they can interact with their chat to get loot and stuff like that. Destiny is to figure out a way. If they can figure out a way of doing that well, I think that'll be a really big boost to them because there's a lot of these games right now that are catering to the streamer.
Destiny's just a different pace of a game compared to all these. Like, you can't put Destiny up against BRs because the way that the game works. You're going to get a lot of people that watch BRs because it's quick, biteable sizes that you can just get in, enjoy, get out, see some really good gunplay, go. Crucible's fun to watch if they're a good person, but it's not fast-paced as much as those other games.
Well, it's competitive. It's repetitive. Crucible's very.
Well, I mean,
same thing.
A lot of deathmatch stuff is competitive.
Yeah, it's true.
But I mean, Fortnite's competitive. Fortnite makes me want to gouge my eyes out because I don't see anything that remotely makes me feel like there's difference in content. It's just this person can build better than this person, or this person can hit this crazy shot better than this person. But So that I just Destiny is kind of a different place of a game that like I like to see how people build their character. I like to see how people approach strategies within raids. I like to see how people do the many things that you do over and over again in Destiny very, very, very well. Like I like to watch Slayer Age try to one-man Riven, which is nuts, and just stuff like that. I approach that game with the same mentality that Solid approaches like those speedrunning games, and it's a niche that he really enjoys, and not a lot of people outside of their little world really get it. And so it's kind of like what that game is for me.
There's been a lot of people I've noticed going back to Destiny 2, a lot of streamers. A lot of people that I follow, like in my social circle, that I followed them. They were playing different games, and now, like right now, I'm looking at my following list. It's 8 to 10 people playing Destiny 2, which is uncalled for compared to what I've seen.
The game's
in
in
the
a
last
really
couple
good
months.
place. Probably the best place it's been. I think even better than Destiny 1 right now, which is debatable. I understand. But
why is it uncalled for, Spectator? Why is it uncalled for that we enjoy this game? And
No. It's more like it's more uncalled for because first of all, I didn't know these people play Destiny 2. So it's just a shocker. I guess uncalled for may have been the wrong word, but it's shocking to see how many people that I know that actually play it.
There it is.
I mean, one of the biggest Facebook game streamers, Darkness, he's back. He's back to playing Destiny 2. I hopped on Facebook today and got a notification he's live. He's been playing for like 10 hours.
10 hours. That's Destiny.
Yeah. So
Destiny 2 is going to be like, it'll be big when it comes out. Yeah, it'll probably, honestly, I think it'll probably see more stream time than Borderlands 3 will initially, just because there's always those races to get the first shit done, right? But as soon as the initial like polish wears off and everyone's done all the Destiny will go back down to the bottom of the barrel. People will stop streaming it, and people will go right into Borderlands, and they'll go into fucking boss rushes and fucking crazy shit in Borderlands, the same way that they do it with Diablo when a new patch comes out. That thing hits hard on Twitch for a while until like all the crazy shit is found.
the mobile game?
No. Diablo.
The new Diablo bubble. So there are two issues at battle here. Google Stadia is pulling Destiny, and it's going free to play. That's my only thing that I think that may beat Borderlands 3 on viewership and on sales. Well, not sales, but just people playing it. As far as streaming, I don't think so. The EchoCast thing, I mean, with Borderlands 3, you can, in chat, you can like drop bits to make ingredients for a drink and have the character actually drink that drink on screen.
That's so cool.
There's all kinds of crazy shit going on with the streaming integration on with Twitch and Borderlands.
That's the part that I was talking about though with Destiny. Like with Stadia, you can watch a player and queue up to queue with them, right? So if the way it launches takes off the way that they showed it, which always happens, right, with a new product, it works exactly like they intended. Stadia will launch with Destiny 2, and if I'm watching you play through Stadia and I have it, I can literally queue to go into the raid with you. So that's the integration I was talking about, where they could really utilize that, because they were broadcasting that all over the place. That'd be awesome for Destiny 2. Because how many content creators are just waiting for 30 minutes to get a raid queue to pop, and they're just talking to their chat. It's like, oh, now 5 people from my group or 4 people hopped in, and now we have a raid going.
And then you got somebody who's tethered to your chat coming in and playing the game with you.
Yep.
That's great content.
Yeah, 100%.
That's fantastic. So.
Yeah, I think Stadia is going to really. Stadia is definitely going to really help Destiny 2. I think. Just in the long run, it definitely will, especially the free to play. I mean, making it free to play just basically roots it like, hey, this is just going to be here for like a long time. Like you're just always going to have Destiny to play.
I'll tell you, as somebody who's played a lot of Rainbow Six Siege recently, I will never count a game dead. It's made by a AAA title, because I could easily see Destiny 2 having a resurgence like Rainbow Six did. That game was buggy. That game was glitchy. It was terrible. It was imbalanced. And then they basically just dealt with their community for a year and a half and then relaunched it. And every year they have these huge things. So Destiny 2 could easily do that.
It's
so you're saying there's hope for Anthem?
I said something about Anthem, yep.
There's an in-game event happening.
If you can
The
get
one
enough
that was
people to
supposed
play
to
it.
happen 30 days after launch.
Yeah.
Are Anthem servers really still on? Like, why do they even have them on at this point?
Oh, the head developer said that Anthem's in a great place. It's exactly where they want it to be.
The servers are only 24/4 though. I mean, actually, as soon as you log into a game, it's like, and lead in with Destiny chat. Hello, Poop Shizzle. What do you got for us tonight?
Well, you guys kind of hit a lot of the meat of the stuff. I'll just cover a little bit of what's happened since our last episode. Basically, Heroic Menagerie launched. That basically is a harder version of the Menagerie. You cannot matchmake. You now need to go in with a fire team predetermined. There are several triumphs related to getting through a Menagerie without dying. If the entire team wipes, apparently you go to orbit. And there's also a triumph in there for doing it 3-man or less. I don't even want to try that. So, but yeah, there's some curated rolls that can come on some of the weapons in there that's higher chance to drop. Some really, really good weapons in there that a lot of people, they fixed the chest at the end. So now you have to do 1 run per chest grab. So all those cheeky perfect roll seekers are going to have to kind of go the long way now. I did get some good weapons before there, but my main thing was to get the armor, because leading into the tribute, the Moments of Triumph and the tribute hall that came with it, a lot of those triumphs require you to have full sets of armor, full sets of weapons, to kind of get access to other things. I'll talk about that in a minute. So one of the things that I'm really excited about this season is we have had in the last, 5 weeks, 3 new exotic quests come out. And that is just absolutely absurd for, if you guys remember D1 and how long it took to get exotics and all that. So it's kicked off with the Truth, and then it led in with the Lumina, which was one of the coolest ideas for the guns. I don't know if it's been executed perfectly, but it's definitely a step down that MMO RPG kind of vibe. I'm really looking forward to that, seeing how people can come up with some really good builds of that. And then, of course, the most recent one is the Bad Juju, which is a near and dear gun to me. Being a D1 Warlock, slapping on that Obsidian Mine and strapping that Juju on my shoulder, and we just go to the abyss of Crota's End and have our super every 2 feet. It was beautiful. It was a lot of fun. And one of the things I really liked about it was the quest to get it. The mission to get the Bad Juju was really freaking cool. And then also, as soon as I put it on and I fired the first shot, you heard that like loose, rackety, that, I mean, it sounded like a loose bike chain, you know. It's just that perfect D1 sound. It was beautiful. So that hit me right in the feels. I really did enjoy that. And then basically the Tribute Hall, Callus, in his ever adoration for us, has set up a facility where we go in there and we dump a metric fuck ton of mats and glimmer and all this stuff to try to fill up our hall with all the treasure trove of things that we've accomplished throughout the years. And basically, it's just a Moments of Triumph that they've done before in the past with regards to, you know, celebrating your achievements, kind of getting you ready, getting you through the summer, getting you ready for the next content drop that happens at the end of the summer, which is Shadowfall. Adam, you and I have been putting in a lot of Destiny 2 time. What have you been primarily focusing on and enjoying?
Well, I got my Revoker, so I've been playing a lot of Comp Crucible. Doing a lot of that. I got the Recluse a few weeks back, and I wanted to do the Revoker and start doing some of that. So now I'm working on Luna's Howl. I ran a bunch of the Menagerie. Yeah, that's me. I ran a bunch of the Menagerie, and now I loved what it was at the time, but now I don't see, with them locking the chest down, one complaint, with it being a one-time run, I mean, I'm just going to get overloaded with runes. I'm sitting at 100, 111, 112-ish on my highest one, and I think 95 on my lowest rune. I mean, I don't know what to do with these damn things. There needs to be a way to turn them in for Glimmer or Legendary Shards or something, so that because I'm just not going to be running it the 1,000 times to get rid of these runes, you know. So
I would imagine that would probably be some type of currency introduced later on, or something you could utilize that as currency for. Yeah. I wouldn't put
the
it
bad
past them.
Juju run, the run through the to get the Bad Juju was fantastic. That's one of my favorite things I've ever done in Destiny, and that includes Destiny 1. It's just fun. Yeah, it's just fun. Seeing all that broken, like getting into Callus's garden with it being Ascendant and having those dogs coming after you and everything, just swamping you and the wizards everywhere, and just man, it was tough. That's the first thing. It's super tough. It's a lot of fun, and it has all kinds of elements in there. You know, you've got a lot of platforming in there. You've got a lot of big heavy bosses, and you got a lot of just like feeble like enemies just coming at you all over the place.
Dude, they're aggressive. They're like the most aggressive AI in the whole game.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it a lot. So I think it's a good place. Like I said, I think Destiny 2 is in a very good place right now. Probably the best that's ever been, even better than Destiny 1.
My friends list has been lighting up. I know you touched on that earlier, Sectator. Is it ever going to be something that you're maybe interested in getting into or getting back into a little bit? I know you did a little bit. You too, Solid. You guys even remotely curious about picking it up? I know you've been busy with your SGDQ stuff and all that stuff.
I think for me, it's hard because I'm one of those weird guys. I get really into Madden. And Madden season's right around the corner, so we play a league with like 10 people that each play a team. So I have to balance what games am I investing in. I think Destiny 2 will be something that I may pick up beginning of next year and play with and see what everybody goes. I've been hurt too many times by Destiny. Destiny 1 I was really big into. They broke my heart. Destiny 2 at launched, I was very hyped for it. Broke my heart. So I think I got to see if it's sustained for me to invest more time into it. Just me personally. If you guys are still bragging about it and talking about it and hyped about it in January, absolutely, I'll pick it back up. But for now, there's a lot of good games coming out, and with us getting a Switch, I want to play some of that stuff before I give Destiny a fourth shot at capturing my interest.
It's a great year for gamers, man. There's some really good stuff coming out.
It is.
Yep.
So, Solid, I'm sorry.
I mean, I want to play good Destiny stuff, but I might just I was planning on possibly grinding up and getting ready for Shadowkeep day one, but I don't think I'm gonna do that anymore. I think I'm just gonna keep trying to speedrun games and wait for fucking Borderlands. I mean, I think my interest in Destiny has been peaked, and it's I don't know. Every time I think about wanting to play it, I'm just like, ugh. But it might change though. It might change once I get the cross save stuff and get on PC with you guys. So who knows? Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. The other problem with Destiny is it's as we all know and have been suffering with through years, is that you have to spend a lot of time on it. If you want to be relevant, you have to spend a lot of time on it.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
So
It's its own worst enemy with that fact right there.
Yeah, I mean it's a pseudo MMO. That's basically what it is.
Well, that's what I'm excited about. And the Lumina was, where you can, shoot bad guys, get a noble round, heal your enemy, buff your allies. That's MMO stuff. That's really, really cool team synergy stuff. And that's what's exciting about it is now you can actually have roles instead of that super is just OP. It's okay, so we really need to utilize this here or this here. And I hope that they start going that way. With Activision out of the way, the channels from Bungie have just been wide open. They've been super honest up front. There's smiling faces over there. It's very promising, and I hope it continues to be that way. And I hope that with this divorce from Activision, that Destiny continues to show and Bungie continues to show that it has an identity now, and that the game is actually, the soul can thrive. I feel like it's just been stifled.
Yeah.
So.
And this is the first time. This is the first time that Bungie has been truly on their own. Because with the Halo series, it was always with Microsoft. And they broke up, and then they got with Activision for Destiny. So now it's the first time that their company's been truly on its own, producing AAA titles. It'll be really interesting to see. I hope that they do well.
If they can save Destiny 2, I will pre-order Destiny 3. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Consistently, right? 2 months ago.
Oh yeah, now here comes the.
No, but seriously, 2 months ago, everybody in this podcast was bashing Destiny 2, and now you guys oh, it's good again, it's fun, I'm playing it again. It's okay, great, it's been 2 months, but the game's been out for 2 years.
I gotta say, the missteps. So, the complaint about Destiny is that, and this is unfair to everyone, including Bungie, that the game as a whole is a good game. The mechanics, the hit registry for the most part Things
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Just the smoothness of PvP, the way it moves, and the ability to use your supers and the way to play off of each other too.
Mechanically, the
in
game
group.
is amazing.
It's
It's
amazing.
very polished.
It's a very polished, wonderful base set of gaming. And then you'll have this one kernel that fucking sucks. The Reckoning, Season of the Drifter, The Reckoning, terrible idea. One of the worst things they've ever done. It's awful. But that is one small kernel of like 16 different parts, And so to be there and have one thing fuck up when you're used to this perfect game that Destiny 1, which really wasn't, but we
Nope.
think that it was after we've forgotten. It's like childbirth. That's why I'm more kid. Not that I would know. I'm just putting that out.
You've had a butt
I've
baby.
watched it.
Don't
I've watched it
lie.
a few times. Oh, I've had several butt babies. Jerry, Gerald, Hefe. But like you have one thing go off the rails, you're just like, this game sucks. It sucks. They should have done better. Like you just get really mad because it's you're so used to it being good. So I don't know. I don't think it's a bad game. I don't think it's ever really been a bad game. Destiny 2's first little bit of storyline sucked, but PvP was fun at that time.
Mhm.
I think for me, like I rated Leviathan multiple times a week with LMG when that came out, right? And I think what started getting me disinterested in the game was like there was no true at that time there was like no true PvP ranking system. So like you would go in, you'd play, but like every game has a ranking. Every game has a ranking system. Like Minecraft
Comp has always had a ranking
system.
Crucible competitive play has always had a ranking system.
But then, like, Leviathan, they're like, oh, we're going to launch a new raid. Psych, it's just Leviathan reworked. Or it's just Leviathan, but harder, right? So they drug that amazing raid out for so long. It just got stale.
So you wanting a ranking system on PvE content?
No. Well, yeah, actually. Yeah, that'd be great. Where you go in and you can compete on the leaderboard for, like, you're doing the same dungeons every week anyway. You're doing the same epic dungeons. Why not do time trials?
They've tried that a couple times.
Time trial stuff, yeah.
They've tried like leaderboards and stuff for like weekly events and weekly activities, but they found that it was just embarrassing when people would glitch those and mod those to where they would have like these ungodly scores. You're like, how in the hell are they doing it? Oh, they've got 9 guys. They just rotate in one person every like 10 minutes so that their score guy group. I mean, like they're just they keep getting burned by those. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Find the cheese and just keep doing
Find the cheese and hit it hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With that big of a piece of content, that's fairly easy to do.
Yep.
And yeah, I tell you, man, I mean, there's no more toxic community than the Destiny Reddit. And the ability of those people just to data mine and to figure out glitches is just beyond me. It blows my mind the things that these people find out. Hell, I've been farming mats for the last 3 days. Like I was just like auto farming for materials in Destiny just with my computer running throughout the night. So, I mean, there are tons of ways to glitch the game. So I understand that, at least that concept. But yeah. Okay. Super cool. Solid Scorpion Z. What do you think about Risk of Rain right now?
It's amazing. Nothing's
News-
changed. It's just
Latest
awesome.
update? Latest
Oh,
characters?
yeah. I don't know. Have we talked about Rex at all? The plant, the biomechanical plant. Oof.
We've not.
So there's a new biomechanical plant called. She. I think it's a he or she, whatever. It runs off of like a vampiric, system. So your abilities cost you percentage of health, but they also heal you back for health. Pretty cool animation wise. I mean, like when you sprint, she like dives into the ground and like around in the and so otherwise, I mean, they've changed a bunch of the weapons and items and stuff. So I mean, it's all been pretty good so far. New boss, new level, new music, which is always dope.
They're promising in-game content, right? Like a final boss kind of thing, or no?
Yeah. So over the next year, they've got their updates that they're doing. I think September or August is the next update, and they're gonna have another new character, new boss, new item. They'll have new artifact system and stuff like that. And then eventually, a year from its release date, They were planning on being completely done with the game, having a final level, final boss, and a definite ending. So it's a work in progress, but it's a very, very fun work in progress that I'm enjoying.
Very nice, very nice. All right, everyone. Great job tonight. Where can we find you gents in the real world? Sectator, where you at?
Everything Sectator Gaming. Going to be playing some ranked Rainbow Six probably tomorrow on stream at 9 o'clock, and then some ranked Apex on stream Friday night. But yeah, at Sectator Gaming, anywhere you look, type in Sectator Gaming, you'll find me.
Very good. Poop Shizzle, how about you?
You can find me on Twitter as well as Twitch at Poop Shizzle. That's pretty much it.
All right. What do you got going on now? You play mainly Destiny, or you into other things?
Yeah. I am getting over a severe case of sickness. I have had my 6th case of strep throat in 10 months.
What?
So, yeah. So now I'm going to an
Dang.
ENT at the end of this month, and I am, because it's nobody. It's just I think my tonsils are like colonizing that bacteria bullshit. So I'm gonna go to ENT, get healthy. That's why I haven't been streaming. I'm so exhausted. It's just been kicking my ass, and then taking care of the kiddo during the summer months. So I hope to be getting into a lot more streaming later on. Borderlands 2 is on the radar, as well as Gears. Gears is around the corner too. I'm really excited about that.
Very good.
So we'll see how that goes.
Cool. Well,
Let
thank
me
you for
know
coming
when
tonight.
you-
I know, feeling.
Let me know when you do some Borderlands, dude. I'm always down.
Sure, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Saad, come do
Solid
Fortnite with me.
My kid won't even play Fortnite anymore. He thinks the game's trash.
Yeah, they beat the crap out of it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Solid Scorpion Z, where you at?
Everywhere, all over the internet. So Twitter at Solid Scorpion Z, then Twitch.tv/Solid Scorpion Z. Gonna be doing, like I said, beginning. We're gonna be doing our Pokemon Rando. My first run, which is gonna be Blue. I think it's gonna be me and one of the other guys, Z. We'll be running it. I'll be dual casting it, so we should be able to see both of our screen at once. So
Awesome.
But yeah.
Awesome. That sounds like fun. And I am Adam2Welve. That's IDAM, the number 2, WELVE, all over the internet, all over Twitter, Facebook, blah, 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 Twitch TV, all that stuff. On Xbox, it's Adam2Welve TV because somebody took my damn gamer tag. Anyway, that concludes our cast. Check us out in 2 weeks for our next episode of Metagame. Until then, shut up, sit your ass down in that chair, and drink your goddamn tea. Good night, everyone.